Well, greetings to you, one and all, wherever you're viewing from. A very happy Mardi Gras to you from South Louisiana down here on the Bayou. And welcome to this episode of Bayou Gold Guy. I am Bayou Gold Guy. And as you can see, we're wearing the new Lynch hat. We got the Lynch shirt, wearing the Lynch glasses. And I guess you can guess what's on the agenda for today's bag. So, yeah, we are in the first week of Mardi Gras. I've got some of my favorite beads I always wear with my peppers and my very hot pirate girl. The ladies threw me this is oftentimes they'll tie a G string onto a set of beads and throw them. So these say say Mardi Gras. So yeah, and yeah, I had a message on one of the shorts I did about are those beads from this year? And it's like, no, those beads are from 2 hours one night, Saturday night. So it was a very good parade. I've told y'all before, the women's parades, I tend to do better at than the Hercules, the men's parades where they actually throw beads at you, by the bag. So it was a fun night. Rather cold kickoff for Mardi Gras, but today it was up until now a beautiful sunny day. We've got some rain coming. So I needed to get into this one because we got a big bag and it looks a little different. That's why I really wanted to jump on this and see, because this looks very different from anything else I've gotten before. I've only done one of these bags before from Lynch, but it is not the same as what they show on the picture. So we'll take a look at that and see. So let's turn to the new Gold Epicenter and Mardi Gras Central of the South Louisiana, which is, that's right, our table. And I'm restricted again. That's it. We got the Miners Depot. It's been too long since I did Miners Depot. We got the Lynch mining bag there ready to go. So I just wrapped up a mail call, and you can see we've got our new stickers from Prospector Paul. There's our Alaska sticker. There is his small round. Actually, it was a square, but I cut it round to fit that hole there. It was perfect. And then our Arizona. I thought he needed to be over here with the Arizona boys with Doug Odette and Vendetta. So we stuck him over here in a good spot. And as you can see, we've got our other stickers from last week. Our new Brewers is up there. There's our new Brewers sticker. Our Park Rat. Our Advanced Gold Solutions. The awesome Can Do Veterans sticker. The new Brewers for his live stream. And of course, there's our PA Patriot that went up the week before that. Our Home Zoo, all our other newer stickers are added on there, along with there's our Ron F that he'd sent. So there's GS in the center there. I love that one, GS. Our Joey Browns. We got Big Texas Banshee. So of course our John R. Prospecting variety of Vendettas. Okie Prospector up there at the top with Gold Eagle, beautiful stickers. Our LXRs. So yeah, thank you guys so much. Of course, a variety of Gold Bays. Those are ones that Jem and Jeff sent me. Our awesome A3s. Sky Warriors. So yeah, man, you guys, and I love the Ninja Turtle there from Mana. So AU guys, Carson, thank you guys all so much. It's I can't believe how fast this board is filling up. I'm gonna actually have to start thinking about an alternative, because there's not gonna be many more mail calls. We're gonna have to have a bigger sticker board. That's so I said I could add on Texas to the side, but it would stretch over past that wall in scale for how small Louisiana is to Texas. So we just cut out a little section right here and tack on to it for the edge of Texas. I don't know, but yeah, we're filling up, which is very cool. Then we've got, of course, our Let's Go Brandon stickers, our Joe Biden that we got from Doug Odette and Nine Finger Mining 907 up there. Our Let's Go Brandon from Ed Kelly. But yeah, you can see we are decorated out for Mardi Gras on the table. So let's see. This is one of our Lynch swags, our Lynch bags. So we went ahead and put our dirt in there. and it is a bag of the Belmont Mountain. And I think y'all, if y'all saw the mail call when I did this, the picture on the site, the bag that I've got of this stuff before was full of rocks. I mean, nice, pretty good sized big rocks and stuff. There, I don't feel a single rock. Maybe there's one right there that's in it, but it looks just like the Gizmo or the original or the the Vulture also always had rocks in it. I haven't done the last Vulture we did. I think still had some rocks in it, but this just looks totally different. So normally I have to use the steamer basket to strain this out to get the big rocks out. So I don't think that's going to be an issue on this one. So we'll go ahead and run it through. And let's see, I guess I should use a bigger pan since this is a 5-pound bag. I did weigh it. It is 5 pounds. We'll go ahead and dump it out in the Garrett just to get a look at it. It seems kind of slightly damp for usually their stuff's pretty dry at Lynch. So man, this wind has just been playing hell with the gold station today. It's blowing my pans away. I was trying to do the mail call, it kept blowing shit away. Yeah, you can see it is not even classifying through these big strainer baskets very easily. But again, that should be full of pretty big rocks, and that is nothing compared to what we usually have on this Belmont. So, and again, this is 5 pounds of dirt that you can expect maybe 0.2 of a gram out of as a rule. Although, again, we're looking for that elusive half gram because there have been the messages saying, I got over a half gram on the Belmont. I saw that message, or close to a half gram on the Belmont, whatever it was, on one of the dirts they were bragging about on the reviews. But again, that's just nothing. But like I said, this was just a single order I did, so they didn't have a chance to screw me on postage. But the last order before this one, just like the last order that John R. Prospecting did, I think he had 3 orders in before they finally packed it up in one box and sent it to him, and still charged him for 3 postages. So they've got some kind of a weird scam deal going on where they're holding orders. I don't know if they're doing it from regular customers they know are repeat buyers, or I've had messages from people saying it seems like it's a scam. I've been waiting for over 3 weeks, and I haven't even gotten the mail notice. Look at that. That's the one rock. Usually there'd be a handful of this size and then a bunch more even, that big. So they've changed this up very much. Of course, there'll be no gold in any of that because they don't have gold dust in any of their stuff. It's always just the chunky pieces that you recover. So, but like I said, you can tell it is a wet dirt, moist dirt. So I don't know how you get moist dirt out of the desert, but there you have it. So we're going to get set up and see what we can get out of here. But yeah, if you're one of the many people that are waiting for Lynch to send you notification, this order here took over 3 weeks to get this one order, and I ordered it just because it came with the Lynch mining hat. So that's why I had the John had gotten me the Gold Bay hat when he was at the show, so I didn't have a Lynch hat, and it was in there, and their swag, so threw that in. I did not order the order to get the pin or the fire starter kit, so I'll probably won't, I don't know if I'll be doing any more Lynch until I get I still need to get the big Gizmo bottled jar to finish off that, but that's the 4-gram jar that we have not done before. So let me get some water set up, transfer this over to something else, and I think my other pan is on drying duty, and we'll get back. All right, we are set up. We'll go ahead and knock out. Do I want to try? I don't worry, I'm not going to have that much stuff in the water. It's not going to make that much difference, but we'll go ahead and knock these out. Yeah, that's really strange that we don't have, that they're not putting the same material in these bags now. Like I said on the, I think I can get a screenshot on here of the bag on their site, and it does not. You can see it's got those huge rocks in it. It does not look like what we got. Let's just see if there would be any fine gold stuck on there, like normal pay dirt from a working site. That's what I always question on this: is how can you go through so many pounds of this stuff and have never found naturally what looks like what you'd call naturally occurring fine gold? You'd think just the odds would be that you're going to get a scoop somewhere that has gold that's not seeded in it. So wherever they get this stuff, there's it's just dirt. It seems that there is absolutely no gold ever in any of their material naturally. And if you've gotten any, I'd love to hear about it. But yeah, we're using our new Mine Lab Gold Pro here, working those deep riffles. It did real good when I did the last cleaned out the tailings, and I didn't classify anything down. I think it was when we did the last Brewers maybe. But yeah, I mean it cut through all the tailings one time and still held all the fine gold at the bottom. So I was really happy with the performance on that. I guess I've gotten where about half the time I just forget about even putting this stuff in anymore. I don't even really worry about it half the time. They don't have it out there on the stream, so it's kind of taking advantage of the backyard position of having surfactant to keep that gold from flowing out. And and not just fine gold. Larger pieces of gold that would surprise you can lift up and float, especially if they're the flatter, not the chunkier, thicker little pieces. But gold is hydrophobic. It wants to be dry, so that's why it repels. It basically repels water pretty well. So whenever you've got some that's sitting up at the back of the pan there, and you go to rinse that water back over it, even just having it air dry for a few seconds is enough to be able to get a lift off of it and have it floating. All right, well, let's see what we've got at the bottom of this one, starting us off. So that's a lot of dirt to go through for 0.2 of a gram. But that's why it's a cool deal. For $17, you got 5 pounds of material to pan through, and usually there's gold shows up in just about every pan of a flake or two. For the amount in there, it's kind of surprising that it is represented as well as it is. Like right there, you can already see that's some shiny Lynch gold popping up. And that's right off the top of the batch. Very nice little actually I'm seeing some pretty small, looks like some pretty small flakes of gold showing up in this one. Figure after me sitting here giving a 5-minute dissertation about how they don't have any fine gold in there, and then look, hey, look at that fine gold in there. Dumbass. That counts as some fine gold though. So all right, well there's number one. And like I said, you can see those little specks there are pretty fine for some Lynch material. So that's awesome. It's always fun to work out that fine stuff. Here, make sure there's no little specks we washed down, like that one that's showing right there. That's why I always want to go through as soon as you're done. Go back through that pan before you dump out your tailings, because it'll, unless you just like having some gold left to find when you're going back through your tailings, because again, we will always go back through these. But yeah, that's like to try to get it the first time. So all right, well, that's a good start. I'm going to jump on this next one and we'll be back. All right, we're down the bottom of another batch here. Let's see if we fare as well as we did on the first one. We need to do a shout out here to our good friend Rob, Rocky Mountain Life Prospecting. A poor guy, he was in an accident from a year ago. He's still dealing with, he just had more surgery for his back. He's having a pretty tough time healing up from that stuff because it was tough. And he's got congratulations to him. He's a GPAA distributor now. If you're a GPA member, you get the magazine. He is in the book now, and actually has some of his material for sale up there in Colorado at one of the GPAA stores that suppliers up there. So very cool. And of course, Colorado Four Paws organization that he does for the animal rescue, as well as they take care of veterans pets when they have to go on deployment, or if God forbid they don't return, or if an issue comes up where they can't care for their animals, they get them adopted out, they get them taken care of, they take care of them for when they're gone to come back. So just and he has a wolf rescue that he's just set up. That's very awesome. He sends me some pictures from up there that are just gorgeous. It's between the mountain goats and the and the, the mountain goats and the wolves and the deer. Had a wolf at the edge of the fence line coming by looking for breakfast one morning. Beautiful animal out there in the snow. So, but he said he's healing. It's just taking some time. He's hoping to get okay to be able to drive again. That's how uh, infirmed this has left him. So all of our best hopes and wishes for Rob, Rocky Mountain Life Prospecting. He's a great member of the community, does so much. And again, especially for the veterans and the first responders, and it's not just veterans, I believe it's the first responders too. They as well as, like I said, animal rescue in general. He had had a picture of a cat that they'd brought in from Denver that they've rescued. It kind of looked like my little feral Schrody Jr. out here, but great guys. So thank you, RMLP. Really appreciate your support for the channel, my friend, and he's always in the live chats with us on the Friday night shows. And again, we wish him our very best. I'll leave a link to his channel. He's going to be putting out some he's just got him a new piece of equipment in that's gonna be cool. He's gonna be working whenever he can, as soon as he can get back to it. So I just wanted to throw that out there and say thank you, Rob, and you have my best, my friend. So there we go. Again, a nice nice little batch of shiny Lynch gold. Been dead asked on the chat, you know why Lynch gold's so shiny? Because they clean it. All right, he said it was a rock tumbler. Well, I got a rock tumbler. I probably got some gold I could. Oh damn, I don't have enough water in there. Some gold I could throw in there to see if it gets a shine. Some people don't like it. They don't think it looks natural with the clean, shiny gold. They like it to have a little grit to it, a little natural. There's some of it that I know on that crystallized gold that I had from Gold Bay, that the dark aspects of it in the kind of the nooks and crannies there gave it a lot of contrast and a very cool look to it. Well, all right, we're at the bottom of another one. Thought we'd change the camera angle up a bit here. Just to get it out of my way. The wind just keeps blowing through here. It's whipping through, catching shit, blowing my pans, blowing my stuff. Think it'd be protected over here, but we are not. Speaking of protected, what the fuck is going on in the airspace of this country? I started to do a video the other day and I just didn't have time, but over the last weekend, 8 days, 4 objects shot down, 3 of them in 3 days, Friday, Saturday, and Sunday. 3 different objects ranging from 20,000 feet up to 40,000 feet up. And still getting no information on what specifically they're shooting down. It's just bizarre. But the I mean, it's hard to believe that all of this would be coming from China. And I've heard speculation that now they're on such heightened alert that that they're, the satellites can't pick this stuff up because it's too low. It has to require on, it has to, yeah, it requires the radar. It depends on radar signals rather than satellite signals. And they're saying, there are balloons and objects released from universities, from weather stations, from independent researchers all over the country that are not logged in on flight plans or have any there's no database on released objects. So they could just be shooting down a bunch of innocuous objects that are sourced from here now in response to the ones that have penetrated the airspace. But to have Beijing, Biden saying, bragging about shooting it down, that first one, after it made it all the way across the country over every not secret, but a high profile target of our silos, our infrastructure, our even our communications. They're already tracking everything you do on TikTok. If you're on TikTok, you should not be on TikTok. You're just feeding the communist Chinese party regime. They banned it from a number of government sites now that they're not allowed to use it. But I mean, of course, I'm not a 14-year-old girl, so I've never been on TikTok. But I know but I know that I can't think of her name. That's made it got her name from showing the libs of TikTok, which was just playing videos of what these libtard scum, are doing to your children in school and bragging about it on TikTok. Number one, if you're stupid enough to do that, then you're pretty fucked up to begin with. And if you're trying to teach children and groom children on sexual deviance, you're pretty fucked up. But yeah, they've just been raging because they're being exposed on TikTok for showing their videos, and they're outraged about it because you gave yourself away, you fucking freak pervert. So, but I've heard speculation that could be objects that the Biden administration is releasing now to look like they're on top of it, which I think that's not the case at all. But I mean, it's just it's bizarre that this has never been an issue like we're seeing now. And could you imagine in 1980s if Russia had a balloon surveillance sent over the United States, what Reagan would have done? They would, if it made it from the Canadian border all the way to the South Carolina coast before it was shot down, that would not be anything to brag about. That would be like, what the hell are you doing? So, but again, there's nothing you can say that these people won't do. I don't know, dude, but it is something that is very bizarre to go along with the other bizarre. Again, you'd never imagine that there'd be that we'd have an election stolen in this country, or that we would have, be in the face of 5 wars in 2 years, or, again, you'd have, pedophiles and perverts actively grooming your children and fighting for the right to sexually mutilate them at the age of 6 to 10, and yet here we have all that going on right now in real life in this fucking clown world we're in. So, but there's something going on. It's like I said the first time we talked about that China balloon, I figured there was going to be more coming, but this has just gotten crazy. So we'll wait and see. But what is that ancient Chinese curse? May you live in interesting times. Yeah. Oh, look at there. Did you see that last wash? You could see the band of gold trapped there along those deep riffles. So we've got us another nice looking little pile showing up in here. Yeah, if y'all saw the first when I did the first video on using this pan, I really wasn't that big of a fan of it. I mean, I like certain aspects of it, like the deep riffles, but it's just deeper than I think I really needed. But I'm kind of warming up to it. But when I do final clean outs and stuff, I wanna have my green. I just don't have the visibility on these blue pans for seeing, especially fine gold, like I do on the greens. So when it comes down to washing and cleaning out, I'll be sticking with my greens. But for moving material and getting cleaned out, and again, that is a nice little trail of gold right there. So we will add that to the hoard for the day. I'll review this one more time. All right, we are back. Well, if I can get in position here. That was supposed to be a smooth transition. It was not. the bottom of our pan of another batch. I saw a little sparkle, a little shine. Get gold doesn't sparkle, it shines. Diamonds, unless you get some of that crystallized gold, there's some of that crystallized gold that does sparkle. It has some facets, and it's some beautiful stuff. All right, let's see what we're working with here. See, the wind just blew my camera over. I had to catch it when that's why I moved it back over here. I already had to catch it once I was done recording that. I'm sitting here and it fell over. I just barely caught it from slamming down on the damn table. So it was sitting up on the step. So it was even more exposed. But yeah, man, this wind is just tearing it up today. Look at that gold. Oh, and I have to do another shout out to an awesome channel, and congratulations to Carson Prospecting, who has surpassed his 200 subscriber mark. So that is awesome. Congratulations, my friend. Awesome guy, awesome member of the community. Does so much for so many people. And y'all saw on the mail call one of the beautiful pieces of gold I have from him that he had sent in one of the mail calls. And of course, we always have our Carson Trump back there holding position. So it's our mascot. So he's always here in spirit in the videos. But congratulations, brother. That's awesome. You need to double that now, quick. So if you're not a subscriber on Carson's channel, that will be one of the links in the description below. And check him out. Maybe hit that subscribe button. And while we're at it, if you have not done so yet, I would appreciate you hitting the subscribe button on this channel. It's always fun to see that number going up before YouTube takes it back down. I think I've been at 673 times now, and it's I think it's still holding back down at 669. But yeah, so all right, well, we're getting down. Got a couple left. We've gone through that pretty quick. This, like I said, this big pan makes it go pretty quick. And like I said, we've been getting gold out of every pan, so that makes it fun. Whenever as long as you're seeing gold, even if it's just a flake or two, you know, that's it. It doesn't take that much to make us happy. You get these. That's why it's so pathetic when you get a bag of something that's got, you know, 1/10 of a gram in it, you know, 1/12 of a, you know, 0.9. I mean, that twice nothing's still nothing. And you know, if you're going through trying to find 1/10 of a gram in a big bag of dirt, then it's just not quite. You know, 2/10 actually, you can see in 5 pounds of dirt, 2/10 of a gram puts gold in every pan. So it doesn't take that much to make it fun. But you know, that's why you got to be careful on who you buy your pay dirts from, and it's a big reason why we ever started doing this was to not only share the fun of gold, but to show you what you can expect from different pay dirt companies, and which ones to avoid. I was talking to John R. Prospect, and he was looking. They had sent him their, you know, golden pay dirt just swamps your phone with messages for their museum bag, their nugget search, this and that, and they were fishing. They had John look, and he was saying how he was, you know, they make it sound so good. Every bag for the next 30 minutes will have extra gold. Every bag guaranteed with this. Every bag guaranteed with that. And then you get it, and it's the same 0.90, 0.98. I mean 0.09, 0.08. maybe 0.10 if you're lucky on a $40 bag of gold, but he's never done any. And I was like, well, yeah, you should at least do a bag, maybe not do a $50 bag or something. Get one of them when they got it for the with the discount, the 30% discount and this and that. You can get it for 27 bucks postage paid or something. But yeah, he was saying how they do. They even someone, even when that it's bullshit, they just make it sound inviting. They really sell it. So you can see where people that were, are just, newbies or are not, don't watch YouTube or don't, aren't really familiar. They get a bag like that and they actually have some even little flakes of gold. They feel like, well, I haven't gotten ripped off. There was gold in here. But, again, you could spend the same amount on Lynch mining or Miners Depot, even better. You're going to be waiting a long time for it, but you're waiting a long time for this too. But you'll get much better gold for your money. Or the channels like we've, He Who Shall Not Be Named, or the turd bags. That's But yeah, that was funny. Even John R. Prospecting was almost tempted by the promises of all your gold dreams will come true if you buy this bag of golden pay dirt. And it's it was funny, but no, he did not. And John R. Prospect, if he buys one, he's going to buy three. So again, not wanting to run that gambit with Golden. Oh, well, I was going to cut away from this, but talked through that one. We chatted through this one, so we'll. I don't know if they got the sirens going. Hell, a building might have blown over with this wind. Who knows? Yeah, I do like those deep riffles on this pan for sure. And I've seen them, this same the mine labs, they've got the pan with the big riffles, and it goes to the smaller riffles, and it goes to like the smooth, then it has like the snake skin. So it's got they've got them with all varieties of these pans. But I guess this is just your basic. And like I said, it's a deep pan compared to our regular gold pan. So there's a pretty big difference in that. The area on the bottom, the work area on the pan is just a little bit wider on the green pans than it is with the blue. But like I said, I'm warming up to this one. Well, on this pan we had that one little speck, and then we've got this little chunker. So again, though, that's finding some gold in every pan. That's what it's about. So I'm going to go back and double check this, and we'll be back. All right, let's see what we have in our next to the last. We're at the bottom, so we should be getting some heavier gold that's settled down there, you would think, but you never know. We had a pretty good amount that was right on the top when we started. So oh, I see a little speck showing up there. Oh, and I guess I better mention this since I pointed out to you guys in the last one. Like I said, I was gonna the new movie that had put out Avatar knocked Avatar off the top. The Knock at the Cabin. Well, it came up on the high seas, so I was gonna give it a check, and I guess I made it about 5 minutes into it, and I shut the piece of shit off. Dave Bautista comes out of the woods. There's a little, I guess, Chinese. She looks Chinese girl talking to grasshoppers she's catching in a jar. And he wanders in, this giant, tattooed up Batista. And he gets to the part where he's talking to her about her parents, and she says, Daddy Bob or so and so. And he's like, you call your dad by his first name? Well, yeah, Daddy Bob and then Daddy Tom or whatever. And it's like, what the fuck? Oh, okay. So a couple of queers have adopted a Chinese baby, and now the whole movie pretense is that these strangers show up at the cabin, and this family, quote unquote, has to decide who's going to die to save the world. If one of them is not sacrificed by their own choice, then the whole world go. Just M. Night Shyamalan, you know, probably most of his stuff is pretty much trash. I think he has a couple of decent movies that have gone out, but so I back out of it. I go look on the synopsis on the video where it talks about it, and that's what it says. A weekend vacation, a family's weekend vacation is interrupted by. So what they've done is they realized when they put out, I guess, that piece of shit Bros with the queers and the 10 guy orgy that they thought America was waiting to see that nobody went to see, or the animated Strange World where the kids are queer and the dog's queer and the parents are non-binary, biracial, whatever crap. But they played all that up and nobody went and saw it. So on this one, they're camouflaging it as, oh, it's just a family that gets caught out in the woods. No, it's a couple of yeah. Yeah, it was it's like, no, I don't have no interest in watching this. It's not a family. It's a fucking I don't think queers should be allowed to adopt children. If you're already a sexual deviant, you have no business having children. If you can't have them yourself, you sure as hell don't need to be buying them. And I thought it was kind of telling that it made sure it was not a little boy that they were, that was their kid. It's always got to be a little Chinese girl with queers, because I guess the whole pedo connection. If it's a little boy, you're thinking, damn, how long before that kid gets turns into a nightmare life. But now, so I like I said, once it got to that point, I never even got to where they got into the cabin. I was like, nope. I am not supporting this shit. They're trying to sneak it in though under mainstream movie as a mainstream family caught in this, and no, there's nothing American family about it at all. It's the libtard, you know, fucked up, mentally ill, deviant faction that wants to normalize what most people see as an abomination for if it's anywhere in public where you have to be subjected to it, then no, it is not. Keep it in private, keep it to yourself. But they can't do that anymore. So it's R-rated. I don't think they'll be suckering too many little kids in to have to explain why Jenny has two daddies or Bobby has two mommies. But I just thought it was pretty pathetic. But they've learned their lesson. If you tell people that this is the alphabet XYZ group that we're trying to make you feel sympathy for and connect to as an American family, no, we're not buying that. I'm just glad. If I'd have been in a movie, I'd have been out. I'd have been up there at the front saying, "Give me back my fucking money, you pieces of shit." You know. But so yeah, that's my take on that one. Like I said, I didn't get past the first 5 minutes of it, and I was done. So just be aware. You're not gonna. It's not gonna. You're gonna. If you look it up for the movies. Oh, it's an American family that gets caught up in an M. Night Shyamalan movie, but it is not. So just it was pretty disgusting. So here we are at the end. I didn't want anybody to get a message to buy you gold guy saying, "Hey man, I went and saw that movie you're pointing out. What the fuck?" So Just be aware. One probably best to avoid. But they're sneaking that shit in everywhere they can. If they're feeding it to your kids at school, you know it has gone past the point of absurdity. Well, let's see if we had anything holding at the bottom of that big bag of dirt. You'd think there'd be a pretty good amount settled down in there. I see a flake. Couple of flakes. That is so weird though that we had that fine gold on that initial pan. And it's really had nothing like that. Those are some small pieces there that are showing up, but they're not as fine as that first stuff was. But I will, as always, be going back through all this big pile of tailings here. See if there's any that tried to elude us. Well, all right, I made it through all the tailings and did not find a single speck of gold. So we got every bit. Incredibly, the wind has actually picked up even more out here. And I have got a fucking splitting headache for some reason. I don't know if it's from standing here with this wind whipping around my head, my ears, or what, but I almost canceled doing this part, but I wanted to get it done before the rains come. But yeah, I don't get headaches very much anymore, but I have one today. But check that out. We have got a very nice little pile of Belmont Mountain gold there. So we will get this sucked back up, dried up in the house, and we'll see what we got. Get out of this damn wind. Well, once again, we find ourselves with a pan of some beautiful dried gold. And then we've got us some nice little shine there to it. So let's see. I'm pretty sure we are not risking finding our quest here with our half gram on what we've got in this pan. But let's see if we got our 0.20 that has come to be standard. Oh, as always though, nice, beautiful Lynch gold. Very, very shiny. Some of it has that kind of a smooth look. Some of it has a little bit more crinkle to it. Let's go back to where we were. All right, let's see what we got here. .197. A speck of gold will not start. Oh, if I touch the scale, we move it around a little bit. Can we inch to that 2.0? Looks like we're at 197 to 198. So still right on what we expect to get, usually between 1.9 and 2.1. Sometimes 2.2 if you're lucky. But it's all right. Like I said, I was more surprised with the dirt that came in the bag without the rocks, as y'all saw in that picture of the bag that they show on their site. So let's 197 is our official weight. We'll see what that comes out to with the price of gold. When that's the thing, it varies in ROIs with this because the amount of gold stays the same whether it drops down low or goes up high. So when price is low, you can get a nice high 70s ROI on this stuff. When gold is high, you're in the the 60s. So we'll see what we come out with on this one. Well, here is our beautiful little batch of Lynch gold. It's not a lot of it, but what we have is very pretty. We got, like I said, some nice little chunky pieces there, some smooth pieces, and little deep shaped pieces. So it's always fun to get a close up look at it because it is always beautiful stuff. So the day I bought this, it was actually, I bought it on January 1st, New Year's Day. I said to get the hat, and gold was going for $18.23 an ounce, $58.64 a gram. So with 1.197 grams, that gave us a gold value of $11.55 on this little batch. With that gives us a 68% ROI. So, like I said, depending on the, gold goes down in price, the ROI goes up. Gold goes up in price, the ROI goes down, but the amount always stays the same. So there you have it. And I was checking my videos, and as I was panning through the big board, I realized I forgot. When I came back down, I did not hit Chef V, one of my favorite stickers that I put right there in New Orleans for Chef V, because that just, it seemed like a fitting place for him to go. But we also have our very cool gator paw that came with our hot sauce that I'm still enjoying, our gator death roll, and our deep fried garlic cloves, which I'm getting down to the bottom of the bag, but I'm still enjoying those that Chef V sent us. So thank you, brother, for that. I did not mean to leave you out. I as I kept scanning around, there's a lot of stickers on there. I just didn't fail to come back to that one. So, all right, I just wanted to throw that in. So that will do us on our Belmont Mountain Lynch mining pay dirt. Said it was a little different than what I expected from the bag, but we got some nice gold out of it, so that's good. Always fun to do some Lynch, and got out of the wind. I was really amazed, but going back listening to my audio, that this mic blocked. I had no wind sound that I picked up on anything that I've listened to so far. So it really did an excellent job. I found my little. I said I'd lost the foam thing the cat's been playing with. That I recovered that, but yeah, it dampened the wind noise totally. So very very impressed with that. And need to do a shout out also. Serious note to, I know there's a lot of viewers and a lot of community members up in Ohio where this horrible derailment situation is going on, and is probably going to be getting a lot worse before it gets better from what I've seen on it. And the EPA, of course, had cleared the residents to return. And this is the same EPA that told all the rescuers and first responders that the air was clean at 9/11, when they knew it was full of asbestos and mercury and tons of caustic material, but they didn't want people not showing up to do their jobs, so they lied about it. So I saw a video where a woman had gone home, had they were cleared to go home, and she had them come out, a private company, and test, and they found low residue, low levels of contamination until the train came by. And when the train came by, they were in, X many number parts per million that were showing up. And they were saying, oh, well, we can't really count that because it's not a sustained amount. But when the train goes by regularly, then how many times does it add up to become a sustainable amount of toxicity? But uh, again, it's just a million gallons of vinyl chloride, an industrial solvent that they use in processing. This stuff is so volatile, it boils at 7 degrees Fahrenheit. So at room temperature, it's already gone gone up, 50, 60 degrees earlier. And when they burn it, it's already toxic, but when they burn it, like they decided to do to clear this stuff out, that put plumes of smoke up in the air that you can see from space, then it becomes very deadly. The only upside, if you want to call that, on this shit is that it does evaporate very quickly. But I have not heard anything about the residual. It evaporates, but it can still leave residual contamination. Not to mention the other chemicals that are involved in these train cars. But And then again, of course, the one of the many Biden diversity hires, head of transportation, Pete Buttplug, who's got his job because he sticks things where they're not supposed to go, and fits that category to be a failed mayor that is incompetent to run a city, much less transportation. He was talking about trains, but he was talking about how there's too many white people in the railroads and they're going to have equity. And he's not talking about the derailments. They're trying to blame it on Trump because Trump era deregulations on braking, and no, it had anything to do with brakes. This is where the wheels fell off the damn things, the track was fucked up, or so one of the millions of things that are neglected in our infrastructure while they've been spending trillions of dollars on their libtard green agenda trash, and you're seeing it. So again, it's just disgusting. Someone that should never be anywhere near that position of power, not mentally competent, even know what gender they're supposed to be attracted to, is making decisions that affect millions and millions of Americans. And again, we're seeing the result of that incompetence addressing this problem, and they're going to just try to act like it and make it go away. But so again, deepest regards, and hope you guys are safe around there. I know it's up in in the rural area, but there's no telling how far this stuff's going to fan out, and the contamination area is going to end up being. They've already had. I saw the woman showing her chickens dead in their coop, laying there dead in their coop. Streams full of dead fish. People reporting animals dying. So yeah, it takes a lot less toxins to kill an animal than it does a human. But again, how much residual does it take to spread out and contaminate groundwater? Not the stuff that they burned up in the atmosphere, but the other shit leaking out of all the other many tanker cars that are now going down to the groundwater or to the. So hope you guys are safe, and good luck with that. And again, it's clown world. There's just no end. Every direction there's something disastrous going on in this country. That's even after the disaster happens, the response to it is by, like I said, the EPA. We know we can't trust them. They're liars. They're a governmental agency that does nothing but lie to protect their themselves and the government's stories. So I wouldn't believe anything they say, just like the CDC or or the federal government or anything that comes out of their mouths. But all right, my friends. Well, until the next time, I hope you're safe. Take care of each other. Watch your backs. And until the next time, thank you for joining me on this episode of Bayou Gold Guy. I am Bayou Gold Guy, and peace out, my friends.